So, hey, we're live!
Finally. Welcome to the second episode of the Six Pack Minimum podcast. We are glad to have everybody back. Or if you're a first time listener, welcome to the party. Oh, man.
Alright, first things first. What are we drinking?
Yeah, so it's a 21st Amendment Brewery Brew Free or Die IPA. I forgot.
Definitely digging the can.
Yeah, the can may be my favorite part. And I do believe that of all the founding fathers, Abe Lincoln would probably be the punchiest or most likely to punch someone. I don't know. Roosevelt.
Well, he did, in slavery.
That's true, but I don't think he did it by punching people. But I feel like Roosevelt's probably most likely to punch
They said that Abe Lincoln was, super buff.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he was super tall.
After he got shot, whoever the attending nurse or someone
was like, holy shit, he's hot.
Said something about, he was like 66 or something when he got shot. Said that he had an unusually muscular chest. And before he was a senator, or statesman or whatever they called him in those times, they said that he used to lift heavy logs over his head as strongman.
Just show off? Or
yeah, no, absolutely. It was like a thing of power, right? And then he was also 6'5" or something. He's so stupid tall.
I'll just get this bill passed, or I'll just drag you outside.
I mean, think about it. The average man's height was max 5'10". You're taller than average. It's probably 5'7". Then old Abe comes in there, he's like, sign it! And he's like, damn, Abe just lifted those logs? I'm definitely listening to this motherfucker.
But I also think that Abe Lincoln was probably like that guy who, he's tall, but also probably, lifted stuff, but also would probably, suck at basketball. He's
not exactly athletic,
right? If he's that's Abe's one trick is lifting logs above his head. And you're like, okay, but let's race Abe. He's like, no, you just saw me lift that log. That's enough.
You saw Boardwalk Empire, right?
Yeah, off and on.
Remember did you ever see the Commodore?
Yeah.
He's dying and he's lifting these ivory logs. That's my vision of Abraham Lincoln. Got all the, negatives of the Boardwalk Empire character, of course. So
all the positives of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Exactly. Did you see that movie too?
Yeah, it was.
I never watched it. They told me, hey, you want to have a 3-hour fest on law? I'm like, I'm gonna skip it. I'll watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I read that book, the Vampire Hunter book. Not the classy one about Abraham Lincoln, but the Vampire Hunter. There was a stretch where I was really into anything vampires, and so I was I read Twilight.
You read Twilight?
I read the first book, and then I was anything vampire, I'll read it.
I heard that the Vampire Hunter one was okay. The book's actually pretty good.
Yeah, the book was fine. It's a little.
Now I hear the Twilight books
garbage.
They're garbage. They're written very simple. It's about the sort of a romance novel. They're not written.
Yeah, but
for time.
Terrible romance. So you know what you don't want to do for 300 pages is hear a teenage girl moan about her terrible middle class existence with two hot dudes fawning over which one? What a terrible life. But then I was
but you read the whole book.
I didn't finish the book.
Wasn't that the beginning? That's chapter 1, and you're I can't stand this. But I'm gonna read the whole thing.
I'm in. Well, I thought maybe it'd get better. But then so I got into everything vampire, and I read the book. I saw the movie too. The Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is a terrible movie. It is.
It's bad.
It ends with a terrible train scene where he's fighting.
That's awful.
It's awful. He stops being a vampire hunter to be the president,
and then
he takes a break to just abolish slavery. They skim over that part, and then it's hey, we gotta have you back, and he's
and then he's skinny, but he doesn't have the gravitas. It's a character, I know it's supposed to be, it was bad.
And then what you don't want to see is a CGI'd Abe Lincoln axe wielding fight scene. It's just it's bad. But this beer is good.
Beer's not bad.
I do like it. I mean, I'd drink this.
I think it's hoppy.
That's
IPA.
Yeah. That's their thing. Is like this. I read like this 21st Century Brewers like we made an IPA that's supposed to taste bitter because that's how IPAs are supposed to taste. Like
It's not bad though. I like it.
No.
Same one, two for two on my book. That last one was good too.
well,
Or I drank a lot of them. Either way, I have fond memories of last week.
Right. Well, this is 7% alcohol, so I'm not mad at that. So for an IPA with 7% alcohol, I can get down with this.
You tell me by the end of this podcast.
I'm gonna really
tell you your opinions, right?
Yeah. So speaking of opinions and stuff, where I'm super excited about. Did you get to see? Did you saw Black Panther on? Sunday?
Martha and I checked it out on Sunday night.
Nice. We went pretty. That's like bold of you because we were pretty hard on Saturday too. So like recoup and go back out to the
with Oyster Fest and everything.
Yeah, that.
But we wrapped up that evening around like 11:30.
That's true.
So it wasn't like
just
a little insight. After our podcast, we decided to go out till 4 a.m. Yeah, we're not as young as we used to be.
Right. So to wake up and even go to a movie theater to me would have been.
See, I'm more proud of us waking up on Friday.
Yeah.
And, working.
Doing life.
Yeah. Go to a movie half-cocked, hungover. Not really that hard.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess you're just going to sit there. But then you're not, I'm not focusing. I'm just like, my head hurts, so maybe I'll close my eyes.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to close my eyes during Black Panther because I thought it was phenomenal.
I thought it was great.
I thought, like...
I really did. And I mean, the reviews have been pretty positive. Obviously incredible for it. So, sometimes I'm like, all right, good or bad. I knew it wasn't going to be bad because it's a Marvel movie. But I actually thought it was... I mean, outside maybe the first couple because they were so new. I mean, it was fresh.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing. I was like, the Marvel to me was losing a little bit of steam. Because it's like, I've seen this before.
I don't know, man. I really like... what's the one with the Sorcerer Supreme?
Civil War?
No, that's the one, the magic guy.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
I like that one. That's like a guilty pleasure. I could just put that on and sort of just follow in the movie wherever I want to,
Oh, that looked cool. Like, it just had an Inception vibe. But I think, so Doctor Strange I'll give you, and then I think this one, but I think what both of them had in common is they're both kind of outside of the Avengers universe.
Sure.
Even though Black Panther, you first see him in Civil War, like, they're both outside of that. So you see a different world. Like, you got that Inception type of vibe with Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this one, you go see Wakanda. That to me, like, glossed over Stark Enterprises, Avengers Tower setting, to me, even in, like, the escalation of Civil War, which is like, this is supposed to be building. I was like, man, I'm really kind of running out of steam for this build. And I don't know if I'm going to really be all the way on board, all the way to infinity.
Well, it's just hard. Okay, let's be honest. If you're a casual comic book fan, casual Marvel fan, even if you don't even quite know what it is, but you'll follow it a little bit, you could see the build-up to Avengers because it's the most superheroes you've ever seen on the screen. That's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've lost the majority of fans outside of children or people who hadn't followed the comics when they were younger to what's the name of the main villain? Who's coming?
Right.
Who's this person? So I'm going to see Avengers Assemble third time.
Right, yeah.
So I'm with you on that one. It's like, who cares? Who's this guy? I don't know. And I'll be honest, I'm more than a casual fan, but I'm not a hardcore fan. So I'm excited for a summer popcorn movie, but I'm ready. I want to be wowed.
Yeah.
So like Captain America Winter Soldier kind of wowed me. I'm like, this was like a spy thriller. Like, I enjoyed this. Black Panther was, let's be honest, not the most popular character in Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right. But
that was a cool ass movie.
Yeah.
The music was cool. The vibe was cool. The gadgets were cool. It's very like, it was like sort of like a black Batman meets Iron Man.
Yeah, I agree.
With I'm rich.
With the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm rich, but I have sort of supporting cast. I got toys, and look at this shit.
Yeah, but I'm also have super strength because I drank this weird.
Even the jokes. Okay, spoiler alert. We're going to talk about the movie ending and whatever. You've been warned. Okay, you've been warned. Like at the end there, when he said, "Hey, I'm gonna start a humanitarian center in Oakland." Why? I bought that building. I bought that building. I bought that building.
Yeah.
Bruce literally bought a hotel. You know?
Yeah. Well, he also is now probably like became the richest person in history, like a million times over, because like
those precious metals.
Right. Yeah. The second you decide to like monetize that metal instead of hoarding it yourself, like it's even like slingshots become lethal weapons now. So like you're really gonna be like, suck it, Stark. You're now out of Tony Stark is now out of business. The Iron Man suit's irrelevant unless he goes and makes it out of vibranium. Like you were just now filthy rich, but it does love that he like kind of gangster move. Also, just drops that jet on a group of kids. It's like, hey children, be impressed by this. It's like, is this
kind of crappy? They're in not a rich area. Man, look at all my toys. Look at all my successes.
Yeah, right.
that was given to me.
Yeah, right.
I earned it. He earned it.
Right.
Given to me.
Right. It's like
it's my lineage. You know.
Suck it, children. And because he does, the little kid is like, "Is that yours?" And he just looks at him like, "Yeah, bitch."
I got these fine clothes on. I just bought those buildings.
Yeah, like Black Panther 2 is going to be a very not humble coming to America.
Can you imagine? It's like takes the whole tour just rubbing it in people's faces. Hey, what's that? Is that gold? No, this is vibranium.
Right.
Drop it.
Got these shoes made out of vibranium. But yeah, I think it's going to be like a not humble, like coming to America where like, Eddie Murphy's like going and working at the fake McDonald's. He's just gonna come guns blazing.
What do you think about
knocking over Trump Tower? Like, I live here now.
What do you think about the bad guy? Killmonger.
Yeah, loved Michael B. Jordan.
I thought he stole the show. Honestly,
yeah, he was to me the best character in the movie, and I like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I thought
he's killing it.
He was great in Creed. He was really good. Fruitvale Station. He's good.
Yeah.
I like the idea that I really like the juxtaposition of him going to Wakanda, and they're not like in no way does he try and act like anything but street. Like they've got all these actors like really crafting and honing
crafting the African accent.
Yeah, and he's just like
the best of the best coming in and talking about it. And he's just like, fuck you.
Right.
Like, it's mine, bitch.
Right. Like, it's just it was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it was a nice one.
And they didn't, like, try and, like, whitewash it or say that he had, like.
And you also agreed with him.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's kind of like, I thought that maybe I liked that they didn't have some huge plot twist. It was a huge plot twist. But if I think about Black Panther compared to, like Iron Man 2, where there's, it's like they try so hard to make you kind of understand that the villain had a troubled past.
Iron Man 2's like arguably the worst one, though.
Yeah.
Rate them.
Yeah.
Like rate all the movies.
1 is far better. I still think 2's better than 3. I was just bored of 3 by the time I got there.
3 was terrible.
And it's just like tons of Iron Man suits flying around.
That's 2, right?
Yeah. The other thing...
2 was terrible, though. It just didn't make a lot of sense. You had Mickey Rourke doing all that weird stuff.
That's what I'm saying. But like, you're made to... There's this effort to make you kind of get Mickey Rourke's character, and you never care. You're just like, he's still a dick. Yeah, like, I don't care that he's a troubled scientist. I don't care that he was thrown in suburbia. Suburbia. Oh, God.
He really got domesticated.
Right. I don't care.
Siberia.
I don't care that he was thrown in a dungeon. I feel nothing for this. But with Michael B. Jordan's character, I'm like, that really fucking sucks for that guy.
Well, you relate to those are the best villains, right?
Well, especially we just talked about how he would be the richest man on the planet. You're literally like, you had to grow up in the poor streets of Oakland, and you literally, this is not to quote another Eddie Murphy movie, this is not like a rags to riches social experiment story. This is not Buster's. You literally could have been the richest person in the world.
Yeah.
And now he's, but instead he's killing
It was good,
thousands
though.
of people.
I mean, like, I went in there thinking it was going to be good. Because even Iron Man 2, which I don't like, at the time I watched it, I was like, number 2.
Yeah.
You know? Ant-Man was the other one that let me down a little bit. I thought it didn't go hard enough for it. Like, it was too... Like, it's going to be like this, spy thriller that's going to go up. Not spy thriller, like a thief... What's it called? Espionage kind of movie. And I was like, this is weak. This is by the numbers with some charm, so I don't hate it.
But
and what's her name is super hot. I always call her a chick from Lost, but her name's something.
I am excited to see her be the Wasp.
Yeah.
That will be.
You see the trailer?
Yeah. I
was like, you stole the movie for me.
Yeah.
And it's the trailer.
Well, because you're also watching Paul Rudd be in action here, which that's a leap that
in Civil War, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was there. But
all right, last thing, and we'll move on from Black Panther. Did you watch those last scenes?
I did. There's the second or the first end scene. I was just kind of like, okay.
I thought it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like you already sort of said that, and then they just said it again in the UN thing. But
yeah.
I get it. It had some comedy to it. A little bit.
Yeah. It's I think there's a little bit of. They had done a really good job the entire movie of not driving home a point of like, what do you do if you're a wealthy nation? They just kind of told their own story. Like, I really felt the whole time like, this is Wakanda's problem. You're not trying to shove an American allegory down the throat.
I felt that needed to be like the beginning of the movie if you were going that way, and then like flashback in.
Yeah.
But after the fact, we just saw all this stuff. We know how valuable the metal is. We see the tech. And then...
Yeah, that was the only time that...
Okay, I thought we just covered it.
That was the only time the movie got a little on the nose, right? That he, like, comes out and gives the speech. It's like, okay.
Even I thought it was a good speech. I was like, can we have this guy speak?
So that's where I would differ with you. Because I have a problem with what goes on in society in 2018. And I'm only going to get on this soapbox for a little bit. But there's this, to me, there's this problem where... not only do I have my position, but I have to give a flip side that you're also wrong. I have to reinforce that you're wrong.
Okay.
And in his speech, he's got this little tail end thing that he's like, a wise man does this, and a fool builds a wall. And it's just and not to even get into a political position, but I didn't like the fact that you have to say, like, you could have left it with, like, a wise man always does this. I'm a wise man, I'm going to go do that. But that's, like, in everything that comes up now. If I feel some way and you feel differently, you must not like me. And for you to like me, you have to feel like I do, or you don't like me. And like, I hate that kind of two sides of the coin. It just leaves no room for discourse.
I hate the popular stuff. Right? So obviously, it's popular not to like Trump right now. As far as if you look at media, it goes there. Half the country has voted for the man. If you want to go political for a minute. Good or bad, indifferent. When I go in there, we're not talking about politics right now. So to make an obvious joke about a wall, you're setting boundaries. And I'm sitting here and being like, I don't need this in my superhero movie. This was a cool vision of African culture, technology, resources of the land. And granted, this is a fantasy. But those resources actually live on those lands. Diamonds, those blood diamonds, for example, they're there. So that's where I kind of went with it. I was like, do you have to get into the 2018 mush right now? Too far? Even the Oakland stuff, it kind of went all NWA and stuff.
But I love that part.
But that's cool because, first off, it's popular from the past, so it's history, right? It's cool history as far as, music came out of it, pop culture, whole people's personalities came out of that stuff. That's something else. That's history, like I said. Now it's just current history, which is currently developing. You don't know that guy's going to torpedo down to something terrible, or you might think he's torpedoing up to whatever your agreements are. So it's that's where I sit with it. I'm just like, I don't need it. Right?
Well, they'd already given a really just good overview and exposition. They
anything.
had told that story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, damn it. I feel like this cutscene should have battle rhinos, which were my favorite part of the movie.
Well, all right, so what about the last one then, with the Winter Soldier? I called Captain America. I thought he was getting shield.
Oh yeah.
It's honestly, we already seen him there. I mean, literally, they dropped him off there after they caught him.
Right.
We saw him in Wakanda. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's if he plays a bigger part in the Infinity War, fine. Then you kind of show where Buck is. But they also.
But do you know the comic book a little bit?
Yeah, so they call him the White Wolf.
No, they said that, but you know that Captain America's Steve Rogers dies.
Yeah.
In the comic book, he dies. There's many versions of it, so who knows what they're going to pick. The person who takes his place is Bucky.
Yeah.
Because he's super soldier, and he just takes the mantle on, and Steve Rogers comes back, and then you read it into, like, the 200 comic book at that point. So,
well, just kind of, I mean,
I'm calling it right now. That's gonna happen.
Now you know what happened to me in Twilight. Like I just kept fucking reading.
She's gonna be with
like, even nobody wants to keep reading when it's Bucky or Bucky. Like, but you do because you're fucking there. That's what happened to me in Twilight, and then the rest of the vampire books I read. But no, I mean, I thought I thought the lone wolf thing was interesting because
it was specific.
Well,
they said that's specific, and I'm sure it's a reference somewhere.
So it is a reference in
Twilight. No, man, Jacob had a whole pack. I saw them in the trailer.
Like how fucking down of a turn with an MCU take. All of a sudden, like the cats from Twilight show up and help to defend the universe. Jacob and his wolf pack, and then fucking Edward.
It could get bad quick.
But no. They call him the Lone Wolf. They call Bucky the Lone Wolf, which is part of
White Wolf.
The White Wolf, yeah, which is part of the Black Panther storyline. He becomes like the head of all their spies. Like Michael B. Jordan mentions it earlier in the movie. He's like, send word to our.
You completely changed what I just said.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he's like
I knew it had something to do with it, though. Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan earlier in the movie, he's like, send these weapons to our war dogs, so send them out, and that's who they're trying to like. He's like, we got the guy in Tokyo, New York, and London are all on board. So, in comic book canon, the White Wolf is a fighter pilot whose plane has crashed in Wakanda. And they
sort of mixed it with the retired CIA agent, leading it to Bucky.
Yeah, I guess, and so that'll be what's interesting to see where they take it.
That really changes the whole death of Captain America if they go that route.
Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. Like Captain America in canon will die, and Bucky assumes that mantle. But also the White Wolf becomes the head of that spy agency, and so
it's like the new Shield kind of thing.
Yeah, well, no, but it's like for the Wakandan government. Like in comic book canon, he works for T'Challa's father, and heads up that spy network, the War Dogs, in all these different cities.
I think you prepared more for this than I did.
Well, I was kind of like, I wanted to know, if the White Wolf were like, because I didn't see all the political charge.
Sure.
And so I was like, is the White Wolf a racial slur? Is that what
how dare you talk about Bucky?
2.5.
You're so misunderstood.
Right, like 2.5 hours I've been sitting on edge ready to be an angry white guy, and I've not seen the payoff. I'm like, what's everybody pissed off? And I was like, White Wolf, dear Urban Dictionary. What is the White?
We can move on, but that's what I loved about it. It was a cool culture / the technology / the cool superhero movie. It didn't go racial at all. Either way, I thought it was just great, man. Like, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Martha enjoyed the hell out of it, and we were talking about it, be like, you know what? I can't really, I'm pretty critical of movies. You know how I am. And I was like, I kind of what I expected to an extent, and all the negative that I knew that existed around it, I'm like, I don't get it. It was solid.
The only negative...
We're bitching about a fuck actress thing.
Yeah, well, and I would bitch about that guy's arm cannon, too. That was weak. I thought it was badly done. It looks like it's not CGI. It looks like bad puppetry. I didn't like it. I didn't like now I am splitting hairs. I didn't like the guy's arm cannon. I do want to see his sister have her own storyline. I thought Michael B. Jordan...
He doesn't support a whole storyline, though.
No, not in, I don't want to really see it in the whole movies, but
But what we talking about
I want to see, a made-for-TV movie.
Or like a Netflix,
her whole...
or like a like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
or something.
I just want to see her walking around being sassy to everybody in Wakanda all day.
No, she was good.
Bitch slapping her older brother.
I mean, like, if it wasn't for the villain, Killmonger, she would have been one of the stole the show. That's some people's negative of the whole movie. It's the king, and I thought he was great. I can't really see anyone else doing it. I heard one say it's like when he's not talking in the African accent, you're like, you did it so good. You know what I mean? Are you faking it? You know what I mean? That some of the supporting cast took away from him. It's his movie, right?
Right.
I mean, Iron Man. Who took away from Robert Downey Jr. in that one? No.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's why it was such a cool. That's why it's been more of a cultural movie because it's literally about a culture. That's a culture coming at you kind of thing. Where Iron Man's it's not culture. It's a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
It's just one guy walking around being an egomaniac.
Yeah.
Which
is hilarious.
If the end of Black Panther's telling us anything, we could get in the sequel. It's just him being fucking egomaniacal.
All right, what else you got?
So I've been really fascinated with Black Panther. I shared my thoughts on Black Panther on a new app that I found called Vero.
Vero.
Yeah, have you heard about this? So it's like the most downloaded app this week from...
month or week?
This week, but I think it just like hit this week.
But
I'm sure it will be also this month.
So is it social driven?
Yeah,
First driven?
Right. So it's a social media app that it's in beta still, but it's supposed to be like a newer, sleeker, sexier Instagram. But they kind of have.
Oh shit! If I'm an Instagram guy, if you could just flip over and start searching random, just go through random stuff, you got me right there.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of this. So there's a couple of things to the app that I thought, in theory, are cool ideas.
Okay.
One, there's not going to be any algorithms. So apparently,
all right. So no past data is coming through it.
Yeah, apparently,
roughly, right?
Yeah,
it's fresh all the time.
Yeah. And
I already don't like it.
And they're not gonna data mine.
I like you to know me. I like it to be like you pull me up and be like, Drew, here's the shit you need to see. You're a busy man. I don't need it to be like, hey, look at all this stuff. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's supposed to not data mine you, and put a bunch of ads and pop-ups and shit in your face.
Ads are different.
So it's supposedly not ad driven either. That's part of the not data mining you. But the flip side of that, and this is where I don't know the single fucking word, is it's free for the first 1 million users, and then it's gonna be subscription. And
so everyone download it now.
Right. So
and then when you don't like it, who cares? It's free.
Right. You just laugh at all the other.
But that's such a play, though.
Idiots. Well, I think it's a fun.
All right, guys. For the first 1 million subscribers, our content is free, and after that,
right,
watch out.
Right.
We're gonna charge you.
That's basically what they're saying. But I think it's a smart play in 2018 because people have FOMO like a motherfucker.
It could flip. Just my first gut reaction on that, I was always like, you're obviously trying just to grow huge, whether you want to sell off, change your world, whatever, but you're clearly playing a grab for users. Clearly.
Yeah. Well, but you're now racing.
Well, they got you.
You're racing to 1 million users. Well, I'm going to be laughing my ass off when you're paying for this.
Dude, I'm signing up for this right now. I'm not going to be left out.
I'm paying for Vero. You fucking idiot. I told you a year ago. But
you have it up in an app store. What's it at right now?
It's number 1. I mean, it's like over.
So I'm probably already screwed.
Yeah, probably. Sorry, listeners. You're too late.
What else about it?
I guess the other thing is so it's not supposed to aggregate and give you the most popular thing on your timeline first. You're just supposed to be able to see your timeline. But so that is kind of interesting. The idea, so it's a little, to me, it's a little back and forth. The idea of kind of giving social media back the social component to it, I think would be hugely welcome, hugely fresh. That's, it's social media. We all know at this point social media is not really social media. Like you're just it's 1984. You're a wheel and a cog.
I don't know. It's just, but to argue back the point that I like about these things, like I've recently really gotten into the biometric stuff. You know, I'm a Google Pixel user, and so for me, it being on the back, I use it a lot because it's my index finger versus doing the thumb stuff and all that crap on the front. So now I check my bank accounts more. I'm more active on all of my whatever I want to get into, especially secure stuff, because I can click it real quick without a password. That's only possible through Google's password, you know, their SSL, which is their single login stuff. I think Apple does it with face recognition and biometrics, so there's different versions of it. They can't do that if they don't know who you are. So I think there's a resurgence in being anonymous for certain stuff, but I also think it's sometimes very convenient to be able to check your stuff and have them protect your identity.
Yeah, but I think but I would draw that line at social media. Like, yeah, sure, like, if I'm researching things, fine, aggregate that data. But what I don't want to see is, like, I don't want to Google, like, what are the possible outcomes of this crotchal itch that I have, and then go to social media to see what everybody's been up to today and see an ad pop up. It's like,
but don't you think it's going to be that?
Yeah, like, hey, here's some Valtrex. Like, no, I just don't want that. Don't throw that back in my face. I've resolved that issue. I don't have herpes, and like I'm good. Like we don't need to bring that shit back up. Or like, you know, like you, like somebody has like.
But who's okay outside of the hackers stealing data? And I know that still exists, right? And they have nightmare stuff, and most of it's banking apps. And I don't think anyone's thinking that they're the top of the food chain as far as securement goes. I mean, they have to be by law, but you start logging into those things, you can tell it's a shittier interface in your Facebook page, for example. It's not as polished because it's not as popular, right? So, being said with that, it's, I don't know, man. Like, when have you ever heard of them being like, Kid Magness doesn't like the Abraham Lincoln beer? It's always like, Abraham Lincoln beer's not as good.
Yeah, but
it's not specific.
My problem is where it shows up. Like, if I've agreed to use this thing and you want to know how I feel about Abraham Lincoln or that I used to, fine, take that Google. I'll give up that privacy until you use it against me and I'm going to be upset.
But you can always turn it off. You know?
Where I don't want to see it reflected is in social media. Like, what I don't want to see, what I hate seeing is, like, then I pull up Facebook and it's like, you should read the Abraham Lincoln biography. It's like, damn it. Like, not only have you recorded my phone call, taken it to Google, but you then sold it like back to Facebook to then sell it. Like, it's that.
I see.
There's a threshold for social media where I just want to go be social on it, and you can't do that anymore. There's no way. I mean, it's just like.
Well, you know how I was. You know, I was off Facebook for 5 years.
Yeah.
And you remember you used to bitch about me for one reason. Drue, I can't invite you to parties. Parties.
Right.
Because you're not here, so. I'll be like, hey, why wasn't I invited? You're like, you're not invited because I sent out the invite, dick.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, that was, you know. And then researching back into it. I like parts of it, but I'll be honest, the easier the better. When they recognize me, they know who I am, they know who my friends are. Let me finish on this one. Like, I sent out an Instagram post this weekend. So I went and threw some axes. Bad axe throwing. It was awesome. Totally go find one. There's like 40 of them across the country. I remember being like, hey, some cool pictures. I want to share this. And I remember being like, damn, like, tag this person, tag this. Like, what the hell? Like, this is too long. Like, I need this to go. Like, just read the faces. Let me get this out. That's social to me. Like, if we're hanging out, I'm just talking to you. It is what it is. I'm not sitting here and being like, hey, Max, that's to you. It's too long. Yeah. Especially in person, especially when you're trying to be in the moment and as you throw it out. So I don't know. I'm against this one.
I'm
probably wrong, but you know, we'll see.
Well, you know, I think it's one of those things the app's probably got. So you're fighting an uphill battle in that space, right? So you got a newer, better Instagram. I don't know that anybody was throwing a fit about the first Instagram to go totally switch their social media. But I did like, there's some stuff on here you can do, like, instead of, you know, instead of like the first thing being like popping up as like, here's what the fuck Kylie Jenner said this week.
Sure.
Like, fuck you. It bulls up like, hey, here's like some top movies. Here are top books being listed, and like, I mean, that to me is like,
okay,
I would rather have that trend than.
I'm not saying I like the Kylie Jenner stuff.
What's Kylie Jenner going to bring?
But the difference with those girls is they're popular girls, the popular of the social media world, right? Good or bad, whatever. You hate it, I guess. Boycott the one follow or whatever. Where are those books coming from? Just the opinion of the app. Like, so if I want that, I'll go to like uncrate.com and see cool stuff for what I've searched for. I don't follow them. I go to their app or their website, uncrate.com, and I say, hey, I want to see the shit James Bond would buy, which is roughly what people describe it as. And it's very linear. It's my interest. It's my opinion to go there, right? No one's telling me to go. Those books, what are the books? You read the first one. Is it based on your interest at all, or is it just something random?
No, it's just like the top stuff.
So the top selling on Amazon, which is still data collected.
You can see, but you can see like the top stuff of your friends. Yeah, that's what again. I think there's. It's not. I'm not this thing's like I'm still feeling this thing out because there's going to be some stuff like, but I to me it's just we'll see how they handle data, but I like the idea that you're not trying to just data mine and put a bunch of ads back in my face.
Sure.
If that plays out, I think it's got an uphill fight because one, it's social media. Is it social media if I have to pay for it? Because now you're not truly social, right? It's social for some people.
It's a product,
right?
Software as a service. I mean, you're paying for it,
right? You can't. Netflix has to say like popular on Netflix. It can't say what's popular, right? Because it's a self-contained thing that you're subscribing to.
But you know what Netflix did? Remember that it used to.
It also crashed.
It used to have. Well, yeah, it's a beta. You can't hold that against them. With Netflix, it's they used to do the rating. This is a 4%, just like Amazon. Like it's a rating up. Then as soon as they started doing their original content, it's like here's a 97% match for your stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you like Netflix?
Yeah, but I think like if you give Netflix like a bag rating on their original content, they're like what happens is they send a guy named Vinny to your house, like kneecaps you. Like I don't know if you can give them bad content.
Amazon's new stuff or Netflix new stuff is strong.
It is strong, but like I don't even.
If you want to know that, check right there for the Altered Carbon review we did last week.
No, I just think that Netflix, they make it so for their original content, it's like so hard to find the I don't like this shit button that it's just you can't.
Well, yeah, true, but I mean, that's there's difference in Netflix, and they're hot as hell right now, and it's such a popular stock versus everything else, and that's a little bit of the different magic sometimes that Amazon's just got completely right. They have a rating system for everyone's product in the world. You want to shop in the biggest marketplace, you better be worth a shit, and it makes better product, and if it's really good, we're going to buy a product from you and call it an Amazon-based product. It's genius. It's ahead of its time. It's gone from data mining. All the stuff that app's not going to do, I just think it's going to fail. It's not doing the right stuff.
Well,
how's it going to know what the user wants if it's not collecting the data?
Yeah,
now, misusing the data, that's some fucked up shit. But using the data responsibly, like a Google, like an Amazon, it turns into great stuff.
The other thing I did like about this is that, and because I'm always like, with this thing, I'm like, who's your audience?
Yeah,
it does have like settings to you can control who sees your stuff, and not in privacy settings like.
Facebook, which can be like in black and white.
Yeah, it's got like 3 or 4 settings. I could put you like in my close friends. I could put my parents and like my acquaintances.
I'll check it out.
And
then, what I'm gonna do this week? I'm gonna download this thing. How many users have it? Do you know?
I don't know.
It's only going to be free.
It'll never make
I
it
am
to paid.
not doing a beta outside of free.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if you're 1,000,001, then you're just like, fuck it.
I'm not saying that
I'm
there's
good.
great apps out there, but
Like if your user 1,000,001, you're like, time to start talking shit about Vero, so I don't have to pay for
we were
this
talking
thing.
about this before we started talking today on the podcast. You know, I see the world pretty black and white with sort of 3 players, but really 2 for me. Google, Apple, and Amazon. Apple's there because of they have the biggest thing in the smartphone world. You can argue Samsung too. Probably Samsung's actually probably over Apple because they're funneling all the screens for the phones and they have the big presence. Okay, outside of manufacturing and
But
an actual product.
Brand.
Okay, brand-wise, it's those 4. Let's be honest, it's 4. Okay, outside of that, who's building the future? I think it's very cut and dry. It's Apple with commercial and consumer base, and Amazon, no one's ahead or behind, with consumer base. Amazon invented the Amazon Web Services. Google perfected the model of cloud-based. All over the world, they have servers, and they built it all. You know, we talked about it earlier as we were outside, which it came out this week that Apple is literally using Google's cloud server to do the cloud server you pay for.
Right.
You know how much they charge you for just photos? And I'm looking, I mean, my mother's an Apple user. God bless her. I love her. But I'm always looking at her and be like, what was that upcharge? She's like, oh, that's for my super storage from Apple. I'm like, that's stupid.
Right.
You know what? Mine's free, and it's from Google Photos. Amazon does it for consumers, and for me, Apple's the best answer, or excuse me, Google's the best answer for business because it's a race to the bottom with them. We have every service. Who doesn't use Maps?
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then with Amazon, it's the best for consumers. So I'm torn because I like to go hardcore one way. I'm a Google guy, you know. I'm not trying to be biased on this conversation, but the more I put into Google, the more it knows me. Data aggregation, the more I like it. And then, but I still have a presence in Amazon because it's the best consumer marketplace. It's just hands down. They sell the best products. It's the cheapest. It's the quickest. It comes to me instantly. That's how I see the world right now.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think this is intriguing. And I think in 2 ways. Like one, who's going to be really driven by being able to select your friends, like cheating boyfriends. like
Our girlfriends.
Right, like cheaters.
Cheaters.
Like I need to restrict who can really say like
2018,
yeah,
Magness. It's cheaters.
Women are cheating.
Was that a masculine? Was that a masculine approach to cheater?
What a dickhead, Magness. Women can cheat just as well as men can in 2018. So cheaters. I wonder what this
cheetahs.
So the unfaithful, and then like teenagers whose like parents are like, I'm gonna be your friend on this too, and you're like, no, you're not. And then I don't know, maybe people who I don't know from oppressed backgrounds, like.
All right, let me throw you one back on with this non-aggregated data. You watch Shark Tank at all?
Not really.
I watched the last one. And it was about this guy who's trying to solve the problem of loose coins. And what he does is, if the consumer, the vendor is the vendor to you, is trying to do the consumer-based stuff, and he said, "Hey, here's another 40 cents," and you're like, "Hey, put it on here." They're like, "Okay, enter your phone number." Okay. And whenever you want to go collect that change that you just left. It's up. You put your phone number into their app. It's a Coinstar, Coinbit, or whatever. And then from your phone number, your account's made, and here's your money. So for the experience as me as a user, I just put my phone number in. I don't care. Now they'll probably sell that data, and then they'll give you a bunch of phone calls. But say they don't. Say they're secure and they're the real deal, right? Like Google doesn't. They fight that, right?
Yeah.
For example, they do that. Roughly, you're rolling in. putting in your phone number and collecting all your reward programs. There's no password, there's no sign up, there's no nothing. You sign up when you want to collect, right? So I was talking to one of the girls that works in our company today, and her kid's using this new thing called it's like Kabat or Kaboom. I'll link it below what the actual name is. But what they do is they'll have a spelling test or whatever test they do. Colleges are doing this as well. And the teachers, the content creator, which would be the teacher in this world, would put out a questionnaire saying, hey, everyone fill up your name. The best one wins. The most rights win. They get a little, it's called gamification. They get a little reward stuff. That's the future. And then they do it with a pin. No one signs up for the service. It's very cheap because all you send out is the pin via email, whatever your channel is. They go in and do it because they want to be engaged. They might have to be engaged in the teaching world. But say, future world, you want to be engaged, you want to hit that pin up to get your reward or whatever. That's where the data aggregation doesn't matter. When I'm invested in something, I want to see it. I want it to come to me in the angles I want to see it.
Yeah, but in the platform I want to see it.
Like I don't want to see what's in your inbox.
Yeah,
you're doing some weird stuff, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm fucking saying. Is that when I'm like, hey, we're doing podcasting, and I'm like, hey, check out this cool fucking thing on my Facebook timeline. Should we possibly talk about that? And on the right's a banner ad for pregnancy tests. You're like, whoa, where did that come from?
Maybe they're really tracking you, and you got a list. You have a battlefield of women that are checking the pregnancy test.
Yeah. So now, it's you start to clear your browser history when you want somebody to really snoop into. Now you it shows up on my Facebook.
I think I'll show you how to use the incognito window after this podcast, and you won't have this problem anymore.
That would be fucking dangerous with an incognito. Don't show me stuff that's only going to make me a worse person. Please don't do that.
Those are actually my favorite things to show you. I was like, guess what? I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a little down today. I'm going to show Magness how to look up porn without it tracking in his browser. It'll make me feel better, and I'll be the better person.
Over 2018, really turned Magness into a super villain. It's the worst scum of the earth person that I can make.
All right, what else you got? You want me to go?
Yeah, what did you want to talk about?
I got two topics. Let's pick it.
All right.
The first one I find uber fascinating, which is SpaceX. More recently, the launches they've had, because they're in the news.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, also, equally as interesting, if not more interesting. Who's your favorite 90s action star?
Oh, I picked B.
Sorry, Elon. That's a strong play.
Yeah, I think we're just doing it, just collectively as a society, we're doing a good enough job sucking Elon off. So,
I'm a fan, man. That guy's cool.
You can't do it. But I also want to. I'm happy to talk about superheroes because my favorite '90s superhero or action hero is Schwarzenegger.
It's just solid. It's solid. Nothing wrong with that.
And I saw that he just signed on to be in the sequel to Kung Fury.
Kung Fury.
Yeah.
All right. Where does it live? What is it? How much? Yeah. How long?
Right. So Kung Fury was this thing that started as it's kind of a movie. It's a short movie.
Okay.
Like a short film. It started as a Kickstarter in 2013 or whatever.
All right.
It exceeds the Kickstarter budget by quite a bit, but also fails miserably on reaching the feature-length budget. So
is it so roughly you'll put this category into an indie movie?
Yeah.
Does it have a home?
But it's only 30 minutes long.
Does it have a home?
I got excited and watched it again when I heard that Arnold was going to be in the remake. And it was on YouTube for free. But the studio's called Laser Unicorn Studios. This guy's
Laser Unicorn.
Yeah, he kickstarted it, made his own movie, and this thing is fucking insane.
Okay.
It's a tribute to 80s cop movies,
Okay.
but more overall like just culture. So like, the cop, like our hero cop's name, no shit, throughout the movie is Kung Fury, and his partner's name is Dragon.
Kung Fury and Dragon.
They're the cop partners, and the movie starts. They're fighting this bad guy, the ninja, Red Ninja, and Dragon is killed. No. Concurrently,
is it like is it a white cast? Is it like a mixed cast?
It's kind of a mixed. It's kind of a mixed cast, but it's predominantly white.
Like for a second, is Dragon Asian?
No.
That kind of makes me not like it.
I'll
throw it right now. Makes me not like it.
And neither is Kung Fury.
See, but I like that. I like him, but I want to be like, all right, what happened? And we're going stereotyping.
I think the Red Ninja is also
it's like
not Asian.
Kung Fury. Like, ooh, who's that? Jackie Chan? 2018? No, it's Ryan Gosling. That's who our Kung Fury is. But who's Dragon, the one that dies? Oh, he's Jackie Chan. Literally, Jackie Chan died.
He's only in the movie for like 2 minutes.
One kick and done.
I don't think they could afford a Jackie Chan. Nah, they were just being racist and shit. So Red
that should be the goal of 2019. How to make racism funny.
So Red Ninja is killed, or they catch Red Ninja. But in capturing him, they kill the partner, Dragon. But as Dragon is being killed, Kung Fury is both struck by lightning and bitten by a cobra at the same time, which gives him superpowers. No, right at the same fucking time, gives him superpowers. Which we then cut to he's got his superpowers. This arcade machine becomes sentient.
It comes alive.
Yeah. And
so what's his superpowers?
I think just being a better cop.
So he's just
amplified. Yeah, he doesn't become an X. He doesn't become
an X. He becomes
X-Man.
Black Panther cop version.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So very full circle podcast episode we're having here.
This is this movie is fucking all over the place.
But it's good.
So this arc, and it's got an 8.1 rating on IMDb.
I'm gonna check that out 100%. So what is Arnold Schwarzenegger doing? Is he the new villain? Is he the new Kung Chao?
I don't know, because
by the way, if it's not written yet, can his name be Kung Chao?
Well, here's where I really am I don't know where you fit this Austrian in. Because the villain in Kung Fury is Ninja Hitler.
Ninja Hitler.
It's named.
It sounds like a 90s action movie meets a Tarantino movie right now.
Yeah.
Is that just from your description? I've never seen a lick of this thing.
I can't even say because it's so fucking all over.
It's out there.
There's a
good writing, good camera, good videography. Where are we sitting with this?
I think it's just so all over the place that it's entertaining. If it were 2 hours, you would be like, what the fuck? But it's 30 minutes and it's over and you're like, what in the hell did I just watch? His new partner is a Triceratops. He goes back in time and fights Hitler, whose name is Kung Fuhrer. What the fuck?
I'm in. It sounds like a video game.
And Vikings get involved and all but then they close the loop. They send him back to his own timeline and dimension.
And then into the episode, right?
Yeah. He fights the arcade robot, but he sees the arcade robot's now got a swastika on it, and then Hitler reappears in his timeline and is like, "Damn you!" and flies off. And I'm like, are they gonna fucking bring Arnold back to be Hitler?
It makes sense.
That
makes a lot of sense.
But the other person who's...
He'd be the right age, and then he's still in his older age, jacked enough to be
old Hitler?
The perfect version of Hitler.
He's not even acting, he's just I'm building the force like.
Right, like it's coming down.
Ow,
It's like raise the trumpets.
Yeah. And then in 2018, if somebody's
It's
got,
fantastic.
if somebody's got the huevos in 2018 to put out a movie where like Hitler's.
See, I think that subject's off majority of people's minds right now as far as atrocities go. I mean, it's all race relations these days, right?
Yeah, but
that's the hot topics with Trump, Flint, Michigan, all the above, right?
Yeah, but I think that people are like super sensitive to the alt-right.
Sure.
So like you throw like a Hitler in a 28 timeline, legitimate like Hitler's back in 2018. Whoa, and he's finding new people to lead.
I think
there's people that are like, whoa,
right
that's a little
there,
too.
which is Arnold, which is older Arnold's more campy. I mean, he's a campy. He's a.
Do you want a campy Hitler?
Absolutely. Shit. Are you kidding me? Maybe this might levy on the future of our friendships. Absolutely. Do I want a campy Hitler?
Played by Arnold.
Hitler was already campy. We see that he had the weird stash, had the crazy hair, yelling, "We're not German," so we're like, "We got fight," you know. So we're like,
I think there's just a lot of subtle jokes in there that we're not picking up on.
We went to school together, right? Remember having that public speaking class, being like, "Hey, this guy's a master speaker." Hitler is who Adolf Hitler was, right? A galvanizer of people. In a very negative way, obviously. So
some would say the most negative way.
No, absolutely, no one's going to argue that. It's atrocities, right? But what do you hear when you hear like, how good can he be? I'm not inspired. Well, you don't know fucking German, Drew. You know.
I mean, I guess we'll see in Reboot and Concrete. But so I'm excited. But David Hasselhoff's also in this movie.
See, it makes me less excited.
Who's big in Germany.
Sure, but it makes me less excited, though. You know?
And then Michael Fassbender's in.
Like, I haven't seen the original, so I'm just talking out from stuff. I will. We'll link it. I'm actually going to make you link it where I can click on the link. Alright, so the original question.
So obviously...
So your favorite 90s action hero is
Arnold. For sure.
You ready for me to blow your mind up?
And I don't even know if it's close.
You ready for me to blow your mind up?
Who are you going to go with?
Tony Jaa.
Was he in the 90s?
99.
What was made in 99?
99. Umbach.
Really? That didn't come out in the United States until like 2010. In 99? Wow. That is... I have to rethink this now because he only had...
I'm also trying to check my sources. But if it came out in 99, it's Tony Jaa.
But that would only give him time for one movie in the 90s.
Done.
Tony Jaa is, by the way, the best action hero of all time.
He is Jackie Chan meets Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's a good balance.
Yeah, but he's also like actually really fighting.
Sure, no, don't get me wrong. Meets the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, so if you don't know who Tony Jaa is, one, get better at life. Two, he's from Thailand. He's a Thai actor who, like Jackie Chan, only does his own stunts, but they're not like funny slapstick stunts where it's like, oh, look at Jackie grab that guy's tie again.
Wait. Don't disrespect Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is a modern marvel. Continue.
But he instead, his stunts are like, watch me jump through this barbed wire or go flying off this third-story building through flames and knee this guy in the face. Like, he is, if you don't know who he is the best action hero ever. And so I'm having to rethink this whole 90s thing. But
I think you're still right with your 90s assessment. I just looked it up.
And it's not the 90s?
I don't think it's the 90s. Maybe it came out in
You came in so strong. Like, I've got so much knowledge to drop on your dumb ass.
We're sitting talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm thinking, like, you know what will really shut him up? Tony Jaa.
You know who's my favorite 90s?
That is literally
Dwayne
it was
The Rock Johnson.
I'm
Best
not,
90s
I'm not saying
action
it
hero.
wasn't, but it was insidious for me. I was like, I'm just trying to beat him. You know, he claimed the best.
So you would go with Arnold too? But
No, I don't know. You name the movies.
The best Arnold
Name
movies?
some of the movies and go out there.
Pumping Iron.
That's 70s.
Was it?
It was 70s, but that's solid. But it's another action movie, like like from like the action stars. So like
Okay.
we're gonna name them off. It's you got the Schwarzenegger, obviously, right? You got Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The muscles from Brussels.
You hit Snipes is in there. You got Willis in there. You got Steven Seagal in there.
Oh, God.
You got Hard to Kill, the classic.
Even though Under Siege was
Jackie
the first
Chan,
pair
we
of
mentioned
movies
him
I ever saw.
already. And I even threw Dolph Lundgren in there.
But he's like only made
He's
better
a party
by.
favorite. He's a party favorite.
He's only made better by those other guys.
The smartest, but party favorite.
Well, intelligence is not what I'm looking for in my '90s action star.
I concur.
No, I'd go Schwarzenegger, and then I go.
Chuck Norris was the last one.
Oh, fuck Chuck Norris. How many movies did Chuck Norris make though?
Delta Force 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
And then it's like Walker, Texas Ranger.
Sidekicks.
With that kid that killed himself.
Yeah, that from the Sequest.
Yeah. What's his name? Brandis? Jonathan Brandis?
Something like that. No, you're right. I forget. I might have looked at it. But he's in a couple. But he's more 80s.
Come on, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris is more 80s, but he was in a ton of action. He was in those movies with Bruce Lee, like War.
He was in
War Original.
He was in Enter the Dragon. He's like
He
the
was.
final
He was
villain.
and he's hairier than you've ever seen him before with the whole crew crowd. Like I said, he's 70s and 80s, really.
Okay.
But he's still around.
No,
I still think Delta Force was 80s.
I think you're right there. But I don't know. If I'm ranking these guys in hierarchy, it's Schwarzenegger for sure. He's got the Terminator.
No, but you got to put him even with Stallone.
Why? Rocky's not made in the 90s.
Rocky 4 is.
Okay, so he's got Rocky 4.
Okay, how about this? Real quick. Side note. What's your favorite Rocky?
4.
Okay, one for Drue. All right, another movie made in the 90s. You say Rambo wasn't made in the 90s. You'd be right. But Rambo 3 was?
Yeah, I feel like in the 90s he was making like Cliffhanger.
Who doesn't like Cliffhanger?
Eh,
Arguably my favorite Stallone movie.
no. Over Rocky?
Probably not Rocky 4. Over Rocky, yes.
Huh.
I know it's award winning. I love Cliffhanger. I forgot about Cliffhanger.
No, I don't. I don't know.
Are
To
you
me,
kidding me? That's 96, by the way. That's like the best. Okay, they're on the jet. They're throwing money out there. And then Stallone's like one-handing it up the mountain. It's so good. It's so good.
would you consider, is Tom Cruise a 90s action hero?
You could argue that. Mission Impossible 1, by the way. We're all over the place right now, but that new Mission Impossible trailer, sign me
Oh, yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah. One, the female lead in that is
He's a hottie.
super hot.
But she's like a classy hottie, too. It's not like she's just like,
Yeah.
Raboom, I'm hot.
Right.
You're like, Martha, earmuffs.
I need to show you all.
I need to marry you. What's her name?
Yeah, that's true. I don't. Neither of us know her name, so that shows how much we've really
Literally
dug
her
into.
second movie.
I'm sure she's also smart and intelligent.
I'm sure she's very lovely.
I can't even know her
She
name.
probably loves Black Panther. What a bitch.
And then, but I would say for me, and there's a reason I would put Jean-Claude Van Damme 2, and it's just very specifically Bloodsport. Because
I love that movie.
I'm such a fan of Bloodsport, and he even made a movie that was like the exact same movie as Bloodsport. It's like,
Kickboxer.
is that the one where he goes to an island?
The Quest?
Yeah, The Quest, which is literally the same
Alright,
same
name
movie.
your John Claude Van Damme movies. I got Bloodsport. I got Kickboxer 1. I got Lionheart. God,
Yeah, that's a good one.
that's a lot of people forget that one. It's so good. Hard Target. You got Sudden Death, which was the last one I can remember.
Sudden Death, is that the hockey movie?
Yeah.
Or is that the Penguins game? That is good.
Oh, he's like... You got, what's the Street Fighter?
That movie.
You got Cyborg.
Street Fighter's terrible.
I'm in 7. Time Cop. I watched
Cop is good.
I watched that 2 weeks ago. It kind of holds up. Not completely. It is fucking close.
It's just one of those movies you could throw on TV and be like, fine. You know what's not, though? To bring up your point earlier, you asked me if I'd seen Lincoln. I sat through it 3 hours in the theater. Strangely, the other day, I saw it on the History Channel as just like...
A documentary or something?
No, it's just like, this is a casual Sunday afternoon movie that you'll enjoy watching. I was like, this is heavy as shit. No one wants to tune in and just
I thought it was awful.
Check this out on
I
a
love
Sunday
Steven
afternoon.
Spielberg. He has a... First off, check out that HBO special. Have you seen that?
No.
Check it out. It's great. It's on HBO. It's one of the documentaries and stuff. It's just awesome. Especially with Ready Player One coming up. Check it out. But that's a dud. It is that and Bridge of Spies is duds. Bridge of Spies is about as uncharismatic as a movie as it gets. And you got the most charismatic actor in the living time of Tom Hanks. In living time is Tom fucking Hanks. He's there, and he'll be like, hey, do you want this empty beer? I'm like, I will take that empty beer, Tom Hanks, over all of those other beers we have that are full. Yes, sir. Why? Because you're asking me to buy it from you. It's just as simple as that. All right. Where do you put Wesley Snipes on that list of 90s?
Not very high, because I think in the 90s he makes like Passenger 57. He makes White Men Can't Jump, which is not an action movie.
Drop Zone.
Yeah, that's... Drop Zone. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I don't put him very high.
I don't put him high in the hierarchy of the greats. But it circles back to the initial one with Black Panther. Okay. Action movie. What's the difference? You have the action movie of Blade. That's 90s. Solid. Killing vampires.
Blade's great.
Flipping them off. Just kicking ass.
Yeah, Blade's...
2 black leads. You got Wesley Snipes. And you got whatever that chick's name was. But she's a pretty damn attractive black chick. She's a hottie.
In Blade?
In Blade. Yeah, just the normal lead.
The one that plays his mom?
She was in Nip Tuck, but the actual other one, who I think's hot.
Are you talking about the villain? Or who?
No, the...
the medical examiner.
Yeah, the doctor or whatever.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, this is sort of a black-centric world on that one, right?
Yeah. It also kicks off a lot of superhero canon. Or not canon, but superhero.
How about it kicked off Marvel? I mean, Blade's Marvel, right?
Yeah.
So, they tried to do a series, which is awful. But anyway, that came out. That was pretty solid. Two good sequels. Third one's a bitch. And then he goes to jail.
You know that on the set of Blade 3 that Wesley Snipes made fun of Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel the whole time?
Yeah, I heard that.
He just...
but I heard he actually was pissed off because he had all these... I think he was like helping direct in the first 2. You can quote me on any of this. Or you can like search it or fact check it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the reason they had such a falling out with it, because he was trying to do the third version of it. Because the first 2 were super serious.
Yeah.
And then the third one's like a Jack Reynolds. It's literally Deadpool 1.
Yeah, it is. It's like Van Wilder. It's like how he prepped for Van Wilder, I feel like.
What'd you have it? I was like, wow, I got really in shape for this one action movie I was in. Didn't go off well. I really pissed off Snipes. But then I tried again with Wolverine, whatever that version was, and then didn't go good. Then I perfected it with 3, which is Deadpool 1.
Third time out. Crushed it. First
and
two,
I love Deadpool.
First 2 ruined franchises. More.
God, Wesley Snipes was so good in that role. I love both of those. Like, you know, those were like what, mid-90s?
Mm-hmm.
96, 97 maybe.
Yeah, and apparently Wesley Snipes was like stoned all day.
Whatever.
A Blade Trinity.
Killed it. That Blade Trinity. Still killed it though. He came up, karate chopping and shit.
Patton Oswalt is here saying that he would stay in character throughout the whole shoot.
Can you imagine? You're sitting there across from Patton Oswalt, or you're Patton Oswalt, be like, you know, unless I just want to run a couple of lines, I really don't think I can hit my can't hit my monologue. He's like,
no way, bloodsucker.
You can sit there if you want to be drained.
Right. Like he's like looking at Ryan Reynolds like, what are you doing out in the daylight? How'd you figure that out?
I was saying, like, you did not take this run. That one sucked.
Pump the fucking brakes, Wesley. This movie is spinning around the bottom of the toilet.
We went to school with his son.
Did we really?
Yeah, we was out of year.
Oh yeah, he was like he was an
I never met him.
He was a terrible basketball player. That's right.
I don't know.
He was awful. I do remember this nice.
No, we were D3 guys.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't hold Wesley Snipes' kid to a higher standard of athleticism, but he was fucking terrible.
Imagine he's in shape. He's putting Oswald through his paces. Imagine what he did as a kid. Comes home, he must train to fight the vampires.
Right. I just want to shoot hoops, Dad.
Shut up. All right, so where do you throw Wilson then?
He's probably number 3 for me, and should probably be number 2.
He's probably 2.
The movies are better. They're unequivocally better. The Die Hard series is just, of all of these movies, the Die Hard series are the
Striking Distance,
best movies.
Jennifer Parker.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen it.
Good.
But
The Last Boy Scout
is a great movie. My favorite scene in that is when who plays the football player in that movie?
Not Marlon. Sean Wayans.
Yeah, he breaks
when he throws it
breaks
right there in the hot tub.
Yeah, breaks the guy's nose.
Oh!
It's my favorite part of the movie.
Me too. He's like, way to go, motherfucker. He just whistles it at him, and then he's getting head under the. Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the movie. And that movie starts weird, where the guy
it's a little slow.
Well, it starts weird where the guy's
all those movies start slow.
On the hook for gambling, and he's playing football, and he pulls a gun out of his football pads and just shoots 3 defenders to score. Like, I've covered the bet. I'm off the hook.
It was like they watched Lethal Weapon 2. Or Lethal Weapon and a Half 2, you know what I'm talking about? No, it's Naked Gun 2.5. You know, there's all around that, you know, and then they're like, you know what, we can do this for
Just shoot it. Shoot it. The story's written itself.
So cool.
Just shoot it.
Willis was in the other one, the Fan.
Yeah.
With Snipes.
Where they're stopping Robert De Niro.
Absolutely. And he had number 11.
Yeah, that's...
And then he wears a jersey under the jersey. You're a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But that's what I love, and you kind of miss 90s action movies, that they can be unhinged. Like, what's the plot of this? De Niro's going to play a crazy fan. Okay.
It's so underrated, though, because it's the same thing as Cape Fear, which is his best villainous role. One of them, for me. And please don't say, like, Frankenstein. That shit sucked.
Oh, Cape Fear's
him pulling out fucking crops.
But that's the kind of thing that I miss about, like, 90s movies. It's like, well, how's this thing going to end? All right. De Niro's going to make his way on the field as the umpire. Like, what? Okay. Like, that storyline just, like, I don't think flies in a post 9/11 world.
Man, I was thinking the same thing. It didn't really fly, man. It definitely doesn't
Like,
fly.
the
Now.
way
That
he
guy's
just-
getting barcoded.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
He just
you
walks up and is like, "Yeah, I'm today's umpire." Much like Lethal Weapon 2.5, where Leslie Nielsen just walks out. I was like, "I'll call some strikes."
All right, I'm gonna argue with you on one of them, one of your choices, just from your eyes on that one, which was Steven Seagal. That was classic '90s action.
And here's
Maybe the best, maybe the highest grossing. He's up there.
well, the thing, and I hate to say that he's not one of my favorites because Under Siege is the first time that I ever saw boobs.
You remember her name?
No.
Sort of like Arikia.
It's kind of like most
Yeah,
times
yeah.
that I see boobs, I don't really remember her name.
I just remember her. I don't know why.
But
VHS set was worn out, by the way. Just letting you know.
But that Under Siege is great. Like homage to my first time seeing boobs. It's like Tommy Lee Jones. That's kind of
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One of the greatest.
and you got two.
It was even before he was a joke. Like it was like a legit movie.
Well, and the great thing going back and looking at that is thinking about how fucking unhinged that set had to be with both Tommy Lee Jones
Steven Seagal.
and Steven Seagal and Gary Busey. like, can you imagine the competition to see who can be the biggest psychopath on that set? And how much they had to truly be like chewing up scenery and overacting each other?
So you have Under Siege in there. Under Siege 2. First off, underrated. Under Siege 2. You have Fire Down Below, which I think sucks. You have Hard to Kill. Maybe my favorite. You have, what's another one? Oh! Drawing a blank on the rest of them. But there's like 10 more of them.
He's probably the most prolific of those guys. He just churned out movies.
But in the 90s, he churned out the good ones. Glimmer Man is in there with your boy, Sean Wayans. Cuts people with credit cards and shit. It's awesome.
I do miss the 90s. Now you just have The Rock. Like, that's it.
But,
You have The Rock and then you have superhero
Do you remember
movies.
us talking about The Rock not too long ago, and I love The Rock, which was like, he was doing all those, like, romantic comedies, Get Shorty 2 and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's okay in them. But the first one, Scorpion King. Hold up. I mean, I'll take that ride with you through Egypt. It's stupid. Whatever.
But he's just so massively jacked and swinging a huge sword that you don't mind.
Well, yeah, sure. But it's like a shitty Conan the Barbarian.
I'm also surprised that movie didn't have boobs.
Okay, how about another... Okay, listen to Arnold's filmography.
Do you think that Dwayne...
You know the first one? Raw Deal.
You think...
Commando.
Commando's...
The Last Action Hero. Terminator 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Yeah, if you stack it up, Kindergarten Cop is a way better movie than The Tooth Fairy.
So
do you think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would end up being bigger than Arnold? I'll send him. He's in everything.
I don't know, man. You gotta think about it. I think we don't look at time the right way, and what I mean by that is, you'll look into like your late '90s, early 2000s as like yesterday. Well, it's 18 years ago. I mean, it's truly 18 years ago. Like I started college in 2003, so that's 15 years ago now. It is what it is. Time is what it is. So you look back, it turns into what I was talking about with NWA, excuse me. It's history.
NWO. Those are my favorite '90s action heroes. Just the NWO.
Yeah.
But sorry.
There we go. Well, thanks for correcting me. I said it wrong. But that's history. We're looking, and so are those guys. That's why. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger is not exactly the greatest guy. He has illegitimate kids and broken marriages and.
I always forget about that.
Granted, I don't think that defines people. It's not good, but it doesn't define people because he seems like he's a focused, driven dude, right? That's who that guy's always been. It's who he is. So it's whatever. But that's why they're Teflon with the history, because they hold this like spot with all these people, and that's why with all these flaying superstars, it's why they're like ready to pull them down. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I think, I think The Rock's going to have a little tougher time if he bangs the nanny.
Well, in 2018,
Right.
absolutely. But that being said, I love The Rock.
I do too. I think he's
But
great.
I don't think he has a good action movie under his belt.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing
Name
about
one.
it. That's the strange thing about it. He's part of the cast of
A lot.
Yeah, of Fast and
And
Furious.
they're always comedy based, like even the Fast and Furious. I want to see a Fast and the Furious, like Vin Diesel. That's '90s, by the way.
Yeah, it's true.
You could argue he wins.
No, God no.
I love Vin Diesel. Are you kidding me?
No, but he doesn't win.
Go watch Pitch Black, motherfucker.
Is that the? No, I'm not even.
It's
gonna go down that
original.
rabbit hole.
It's original.
It's based on a video game, isn't it?
No. He made a video game company, to make a video game on the next one, which was called like Riddick Out of Butcher's Bay. I cannot believe I just talked about that.
Oh man,
Vin Diesel's up there.
yeah, he's
Triple
fine.
X.
But
That's all 2000 though.
I do want to see a true like.
I want to see The Rock just go full on Arnold, full. How about this?
He needs like a good.
Well, he does buddy cop stuff, but like Steven Seagal did the buddy cop game, but serious. Like what happened? I was like, no, you're wrong. Ta-da.
He needs like a just good revenge killing movie.
Yeah.
Like
No, it exists. It's called Bullet,
oh yeah, that's true. He did make.
and it was good.
Yeah, there is very little plot to Bullet other than something happened to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's
And
now
it's
going to kill everybody.
it's first off, I'm linking that shit below too. That's a really good movie, and maybe it's not the best movie. Like you're not gonna put it up next to The Godfather. It doesn't. It's not that. It's a really good action movie with that dude who does yoga and kills people. With that chick, the hot chick from Lost, she's in that too. The other one.
And Billy Bob Thornton really wondering how his career got there.
Yeah.
He's just like Billy Bob Thornton throughout that whole movie is just like, how did I end up?
But you asked for that, right?
I
You asked for that like focused movie, and you're like, okay, well that was a very clever one, which was like from the bad guy's perspective to this monster that's a hero, right? Okay, clever. I'm with you. Hats off. But I'm looking for like a commando.
Yeah.
He's just like. You need that.
Predator.
Oh,
Instead, he remade Jumanji.
which
Come on.
was stupid successful.
Dwayne, we love you, but give us Commando. Remake Commando.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to see that one again.
Remake Predator.
Remember the one that's like he's in a plane and he breaks a guy's neck. He's like, "Don't mess with my friend. He's damn tired."
Oh man. I'm pretty tapped. What? Anything else you want to cover?
Nah, man, we're good.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
All right.
So we'll be back here next Thursday. So who's the best action funny star?
90s action star?
We'll stay at
Arnold.
I'm gonna go Wesley Snipes.
All right. I'll give you one closing thought then.
Okay.
What movie from the 90s would you like to see Dwayne and Rock Johnson remake?
I think he's doing it, but Die Hard.
Oh.
Remember, he's that wounded veteran jumping out of this thing with the right hand, with the right leg.
Oh,
just messed
yeah.
up. So he's listening to our advice already.
Good. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have fun.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Have a good week.